What do Drake, Meek Mill, and now Andrew Schulz all have in common? They all made the same mistake, going toe-to-toe with Kendrick Lamar. And every single one of them learned the same hard truth. Facing Kendrick isn't just a losing battle, it's career suicide. Now, Andrew Schulz, a comedian known for his edgy humor, has joined Kendrick's growing list of victims with what's already being called the worst clapback attempt in entertainment history. What exactly did Kendrick say to spark this chaos? Why did Schulz's response cause such outrage? And most importantly, what is it about Kendrick Lamar that makes him untouchable, both in rap and beyond? Stick around, because this is not just a story about a rap diss, this is a masterclass in why you don't mess with the king. What you're about to discover will change the way you see Kendrick Lamar and his unmatched influence. Kendrick Lamar isn't just a rapper, he's a cultural architect. From his groundbreaking albums to his jaw-dropping performances, Kendrick has consistently set new standards in the music industry. But what really sets him apart is his ability to dismantle his rivals with surgical precision. He doesn't need cheap shots or hollow insults to win. His words cut deep because they're grounded in truth. That's why people call him the boogeyman of entertainment. When Kendrick mentions you, it's not just a diss, it's a reckoning. Think about this. Why does every Kendrick diss create shockwaves that ripple far beyond hip-hop? What is it about his approach that leaves his rivals not just defeated, but exposed? You'll want to hear this. Andrew Schulz is no stranger to controversy. As a comedian, he's built a career on being outspoken and provocative, with an I don't care attitude that's won him fans and enemies. For years, Schulz has been one of Kendrick Lamar's loudest critics, calling him overrated and accusing him of clout chasing by going after other big names like Drake and J. Cole. To Schulz, Kendrick's success was less about talent and more about marketing. But when Kendrick released GNX and addressed Schulz directly in the track Broken Murals, the dynamic shifted. Kendrick didn't launch an all-out verbal assault. He didn't need to. A single line was enough to put Schulz in the spotlight. Instead of handling it with grace, Schulz made the mistake that so many before him have made. He reacted, and that's where it all went downhill. What did Schulz do that turned a small jab into a full-blown catastrophe? You're not ready for what comes next. In Broken Murals, Kendrick Lamar delivered a line aimed squarely at Schulz. It wasn't the most brutal diss Kendrick has ever dropped, but it was clear and effective. It was enough to let Schulz know that Kendrick was paying attention, and enough to send Schulz spiraling. On his podcast, Schulz attempted to respond, but instead of keeping things light or clever, he made one of the worst decisions of his career. First, he tried to brush off the diss, calling GNX overhyped and accusing Kendrick of being too sensitive. But then Schulz took it further, much further. He mocked Kendrick's height, echoing insults Drake had used in the past, and then launched into a bizarre monologue about what he'd do if he ever confronted Kendrick in person. The details? Let's just say they were offensive, inappropriate, and wildly unfunny. But here's the twist. Schulz's response wasn't just poorly received, it sparked a chain reaction that may have permanently damaged his career. What did he say that has even his fans questioning him? Let's break it down. The internet erupted after Schulz's comments went public. Fans of Kendrick were outraged, but it didn't stop there. Even some of Schulz's own followers were baffled by his over-the-top response. Social media was flooded with criticism, and what started as a small diss from Kendrick quickly became a PR nightmare for Schulz. But the fallout didn't stop with online backlash. People began digging into Schulz's past, and what they found only made things worse. Allegations about Schulz's previous behavior started to resurface, adding fuel to the fire. Suddenly, it wasn't just about his comments on Kendrick, it was about his entire reputation. And here's where things get even more complicated. Schulz's ties to the hip-hop world are now at risk. Could this controversy end his partnerships and even jeopardize his biggest collaborations? Let's take a closer look. One of the most surprising aspects of this controversy is how it's impacting Schulz's professional relationships. His collaborations with figures like Charlamagne the God, who has deep roots in the hip-hop community, are now under scrutiny. As Schulz doubles down on his comments, rumors are swirling that Charlamagne and others in the industry might distance themselves to protect their own reputations. Schulz's brand is built on being controversial, but there's a fine line between edgy and reckless. By going after Kendrick Lamar, a figure respected not just in music but across the entertainment world, Schulz may have crossed a point of no return. But here's the bigger question. Why do people like Schulz and Drake keep underestimating Kendrick Lamar? What is it about his approach that makes their responses backfire every single time? The answer might surprise you. Kendrick Lamar's ability to stay ahead of his rivals is unmatched. Every time someone tries to challenge him, Kendrick doesn't just respond, he redefines the conversation. With Andrew Schulz, it was no different. A single line in Broken Murals was enough to expose Schultz's insecurities, unravel his composure, and create a backlash that may well end his career. Schulz now joins a list of victims that includes Drake, Meek Mill, and others who thought they could outsmart Kendrick. And the lesson is clear. You don't challenge the king unless you're ready to lose. Now, here's the real question. If Andrew Schulz is already facing this level of fallout, what's happening to Drake, whose career has been in free fall since his beef with Kendrick? Click now to watch our next video, how Drake's worst nightmare has come true. You'll uncover the shocking ways Kendrick Lamar has dismantled Drake's influence, taken over his territory, and solidified his place as the undisputed leader of hip-hop. This is the video you need to see to fully understand how Kendrick is changing the game and why no one, not even Drake, can stop him. Click now before you miss out.